I should now make my way back to New Sheath and report my success to Sheogorath.
Finally, Lord Sheogorath has sent someone to assist me. But where are my manners? Must get into my professional tone. Welcome to Zedilian. I'm the dungeon caretaker, Kjellberg Nerendil. A wonder of engineering, is it not? Zedilian is the ultimate test of mettle for the foolhardy adventurer that dares trespass into the Shivering Isles. What they don't know is that they're being drawn to their doom, courtesy of the Resonator of Judgment. Ever since that wretched gatekeeper was made, Zedilian became redundant. It fell into disrepair and was eventually all but forgotten. After only a few years passed, the Grummites began moving in. Ghastly things. They mistook the focus crystals for some sort of religious symbols and removed them from their rightful places. This rendered the Resonator inert and Zedilian completely useless. Luckily, you came along and placed Zedilian back into operation. Yes, I tend to ramble. You'll have to forgive me. If you have the attenuator, then Sheogorath must have sent you. Zedilian would normally have sent you back to the entrance when you stepped on the pad in the Resonator chamber. Since you're up here, I can only surmise that adventurers are already entering the dungeon as we speak. The only thing we can do is let the adventurers complete a cycle through here. I'll be glad to help. I assume Sheogorath gave you the Manual of Zedilian. You can consult it for more information, or I can provide instructions. So good to be back in business.
Zedilian is split into 3 encounter areas, all linked with the latest in arcane transport technology. As the hapless Zedilianites, it was fun to experiment on them. Thank you for that. Make their way through each room. They are subjected to a test based either on the manic philosophy or that of the demented, whichever suits your whim at the time. All you need do is push a single button, then sit back with your favorite wine. We provided luxurious observation platforms from which to enjoy the show and watch the results. Each encounter area has a unique theme that matches your requests as close as we could provide. I think you'll be pleased with the results. Below I have detailed each room and the effects you can expect from them. In brief, as I know your lordship is busy, Chamber of Conversion. A fairly empty room with a large grating on the floor and single, half-sized homeless gnarl wandering in the center. Manic result. Our small, harmless gnarl will be grown in size to nearly thrice that of the average Zedilianite. Most we observe run around in an attempt to escape the lumbering creature. Eventually, it will stop and fade away. The magic of the room is enhanced by the spore gas we pump in through the grating. Demented result. Our tiny friend Gnarl is joined by a small swarm of its brethren and they attack our surprised guests. Genius, Chamber of Avarice. In this room, a huge mound of treasure sits atop a half ziggurat inside a securely locked cage, to which there is no key. Manic result. We drop several hundred keys to the ground that are all exact duplicates. It's amusing to watch Zedilianites scramble through the keys for the correct one. Some spend days. Amazing. Demented result. When the Zedilianite reaches the top of the ziggurat, we blast them with a highly concussive flame spell. The blast always sends them flying. Good fun for all, discounting those that do not survive. Chamber of Anathema. As you requested, we saved this one for last. The Xedilianite that has the metal to make it this far now faces the toughest challenge of all. This room features freshly killed corpses, blood, and plenty of hanging bodies. For your darker moods, my lord, manic result, we kill the Xedilianite and cause a spectre of his former self to rise from the body. Not many Zedilianite minds can handle this one. Most go insane this far into the site. I must confess, this room is a favorite of mine. Demented result. Nothing better than a good old-fashioned battle. We raise at least double the number of zombies as there are Zedilianites and let them all have at it. Simple, elegant, and deadly. I hope you are pleased with the results of Zedilian. I know you'll have just as much fun using it as we had fun constructing it. Strangely, we have yet to receive payment for the site, but I am sure it is just a minor oversight and it will be corrected as soon as your lordship has a moment.
This has to be a joke. What in Oblivion is that thing?
This is one of the horrid guardians of which the stories spoke?
What a joke. Let's be rid of this thing and continue on our way.
Wait just a moment. What's that sound?
Prepare yourselves for battle. Damn it! Lewin deserved better than this, and I'm responsible. Someone will pay dearly, I assure you.
There's nothing to be done here. We must press on.
I've unleashed the Gnarl Swarm on the adventurers in Zedilian. Unable to survive their onslaught, Lewin the Rogue has been slain. I should make my way to the next observation room and choose how the adventurers will encounter their next obstacle.
Unleashed the swarm, did we? Nothing like a little bloodlust to start the encounter off right.
Stupid rogue, just when we needed him.
If only my arts included open lock spells.
Blast! The cage is locked.
Gromok, be careful. This looks too good to be true.
If only Lewin were here, he could get us through this in no time.
We'll have to fend for ourselves. Do you think you can pry the door open?
Forget it. This is obviously a trick. Let's get out of here.
To be so close, and yet so far. If only we had the key. Wait, do you hear something? Look, keys. One of them must open the gate. We're rich.
Let's get out of here, Zendelius. This is obviously a trick to waste our time.
I'll know it when I see it. Yes, it must be here.
They're all fake. Just come with me now.
Find it. Yes, I must find the key. Rich beyond all my dreams.
Suit yourself.
I've caused Xedilian the mage to go insane by pouring hundreds of keys on the ground, which convinced him that one of them opened the gate to the huge treasure pile. All that remains now is the leader of the group, Gromok. I should make my way to the last observation room and choose how the stubborn orc will encounter his final obstacle.
Riches, countless riches, all mine.
Too bad none of those keys fit the lock.
Steady, Gromok, steady. You've been through worse before. What more could this place possibly throw at you? Only me left? Fine. I'll show 'em. This place is giving me the creeps. What? How in Oblivion can I be dead? This is impossible. Nothing killed me. I didn't even get a chance to fight. No chance to defend myself? No chance for battle? Why? Impossible. This is impossible. Gromok has never lost a fight. Never.
By making Gromok think that he actually died and became a ghost, I've driven him insane. Now that all of the adventurers have been dealt with, I should speak to Kjellberg.
No, this is all wrong. This isn't how it's supposed to be. No, this is all wrong. This isn't how it's supposed to be.
You've made short work of the intruders. Sheogorath should be proud to have such an efficient apprentice. Now, if you'll step on the last teleporter pad, I will meet you in the reception chamber so we can recover your earnings. Not to worry. We'll have your spoils to you in no time at all. As is the tradition, you are to be awarded a focus crystal as a token of your fine work. I'll have it sent to the palace and placed in the main hall if you wish to take a look at it. Oh yes, of course. It seems a most unusual weapon was recovered from the orc warrior, Gromok. Never seen anything like it, but perhaps his journal can give you some useful information. Beyond that, take whatever else you need from the recovery chest. You've earned it. You're free to go at any time, of course, just up that hallway. Good luck to you.
Third of Rain's Hand, Third Era, year 431. We were finally able to convince that idiot Trogluin that it was time to give up that strong box of money he stole from Lel's quality merchandise in Anvil and ditch it outside the castle. All the heat he brought on the group was starting to chafe. Xedilian pretty much sat him down and made him do it, because I was ready to put my foot in his face. I know he's a rogue, but we're adventurers. We get our loot from raiding old crypts and ruins and places that ain't got guards. He can be a real horse's ass sometimes, I'll tell ya. 12th of Rain's Hand, Third Era, year 431. What a bad Fridas we've had. We hid what was left of old Fort Wariel, and after slaughtering a bunch of no-good marauders and grabbing their loot, made our way north. We came to the ruins of Trumbe. Xedilian said they were Aelid or Eyelid or some kind of old civilization, but all I cared about was how loaded with gold they were. He said usually they were, so on we went. What a mistake. The place was crawling with skeletons and ghosts. Those things give me the creeps. How can I fight something that ain't even alive? Lewin took a few good hits and had to pop all his potions. Xedilian broke his arm when a trap almost crushed him to death, and I got a nice nasty scar across my forehead. Close call. Best of all, when we got to the treasure hoard, Lewin was out of lockpicks. Why do we even keep him with us? We had to drag the damn container out of Troon Bay and all the way back to Camp Patrine. Now I'm sitting here staring at a stupid metal box, wishing I could use Lewin's head to bash it open. What a dolt. 13th of Rain's Hand, 3rd Era, year 431. After a night of deciding whether or not to snap off Lewin's legs and use them as firewood, I sent Xedilian and Lewin to Envil to buy more lockpicks while I guarded the box. They came back in a few hours, and Lewin picked the lock in the first try. Good thing too, I was still pretty mad at the guy. I don't like sitting around all day. Anyway, Xedilian got all excited when he saw something wrapped up in some sort of fancy cloth. Inside the cloth was a bunch of stuff, but the best was the sword. What a beauty. Blade looks like a mouth with teeth, handle like golden snakeskin, and the gem in the middle of it, a perfect fiery orange and red, like the sky at dawn. Xedilian was going crazy, and I asked him what was all the noise for. He told me it was Akaviri or something like that, and made by the snake people or the Sayasi or whatever. Xedilian says Sayasi starts with a T just now when he saw me writing this, but that doesn't make any sense. T-S-A-E-S-C-I, fine. There, I wrote it. By the 9, Xedilian is nosy sometimes. Well, anyway, the best was yet to come. Right as the sun was setting, the sword vanished for a moment and was suddenly replaced by another weapon that looked almost the same, but the gem on it was deep blue and purple. Xedilian said he was certain that at dawn, it would change back to the orange and red gem. Well, this was good enough for me. That alone made the sword the best thing I had ever seen. Lewin muttered something about Akaviri magic, but I told him to shut up. I decided to call the sword Dunfang when it was orange and red, and Duskfang when it was blue and purple. 14th to 16th of Rain's Hand, 3rd Era, year 431. Things are getting better and better with my new sword in these last few days. I found out Dunfang is a fire blade and Duskfang is a frost blade. Handy for extra killing power. But the best was what I found out when a Minotaur decided to jump us and I landed the killing blow. I heard a voice in my head, or maybe a thought, I don't know. It was weird, but it felt like the sword knew it had just killed the Minotaur, like it was counting or something. At first I thought maybe I was just tired, but after tearing through a camp of bandits, it kept counting. After the 12th kill, it told me its first was satisfied. At least, I think it told me. Then it stopped. Xedilian said it's possible the sword was a blood drinker, my kind of sword, but he didn't know what would happen. It didn't take that long to find out. When dusk came around and the blade changed, I almost fell off the campfire log. The new blade was still Duskfang, but it somehow seemed stronger. I could just tell. I couldn't wait to try it out. I ran right out and looked for something to kill. Didn't take long to come across a few of those stupid imps. Sure enough, not only did it do more frost damage than normal, but also I could feel the energy from the creature transfer to me every time I hit it. What a weapon this was. Yeah, Duskfang Superior, that's what I'll call it. Sometimes I amaze even myself. Xedilian said he was sure Duskfang would blood drink too, and I could power up Dunfang with it. I spent all night looking for 12 things to kill, and when the sun came up, he was right. Dunfang Superior is to be this one's name. It's like having 4 blades in one. 17th to 19th of Rain's Hand, 3rd Era, year 431. It's been the most fun I have ever had in my life, cutting a bloody swath across the ruins of Cyrodiil with my new double sword. Xedilian and Lewin are even more confident now that we have such a powerful weapon among us. We gathered tons of loot in the last 3 days, but nothing compares to this. We're going to head north and explore the area around Nibbin Bay today. I hope that something else like this turns up on our adventures. Then I'm going to retire.
I
Before exiting Xedilian, I was attacked by 3 unusual beings in equally strange armor. I should ask Kjellberg if he knows anything about them.
That was quite a battle. I hope you are uninjured. You've not heard the legends? How could that be? Those beings, as you call them, aren't beings at all. They are the soulless abominations known as the Knights of Order. Their attraction to the resonator isn't surprising. It was built from one of the obelisks that dot the isles they seem to have an affinity for. You must proceed to Kjellberg at once and tell him the knights have returned. Quickly now, go!